So tell me, Kirk, what kind of training did you do? Did you work with any firefighters?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I was shadowing some firefighters both in Los Angeles and in Georgia for Fireproof. I play a firefighter, so I had to learn how to put out a fire, how to slide down the fire pole, how to use all the equipment, and it was very exciting. It was actually it was a lot of training. I even had to put on 15 pounds of muscle just to be able to look the part and handle a lot of the equipment and the kind of the fire rescue scenes that we had to do. So it was very exciting.
How did you put on that muscle? What did you do?
A lot of donuts. No, I actually have a brother-in-law who's a Russian hockey player. So I called up and said, hey, I need the quick muscle gain diet. He says, you want me to pump you up? So it was protein shakes and working out like a crazy man and eating all the protein and carbs you can find.
So when you heard you were going to slide down the fire pole, what was like your first expression?
My childhood dream coming true, sliding down the only thing, let me tell you, if you get a chance, guys, to slide down a fire pole, if your pants are at all wet, don't slide down the pole because guys break their ankles that way. Isn't that interesting? The reason why is when you're in a fire, you got water everywhere. You're squirting water on the flames, and so your pants are wet. You put them up when you get back from the fire. Well, another alarm goes off. You jump into the same pants, slide down the pole, and the water reduces all the friction on the pole. So you slide down just like grease lightning. Just you might as well just jump through the hole and not even hold on to the pole. Got to be careful.
So did that happen to you?
No, I had dry pants, but that's the reason why a lot of firehouses don't have the pole anymore. It's all one story.
What other tips, helpful tips did you get from
firefighters?
Yeah.
Well, a firefighter's adage is never leave your partner behind, and that's here on the poster of Fireproof. And the motto is 2 in and 2 out. When you go into a fire, you go in with a buddy, and you come out with your buddy. You never leave them behind. And this firefighter is doing that at work, but at home, he's not keeping his partner with him. He's letting his marriage go up in flames, and he's leaving her behind. So this is a movie about restoring marriages. It's about a father who takes his son under his wing and says, son, you need to rescue your wife's heart. You've trampled it for years, and he gives him a handwritten book. It's an experiment called The Love Dare, and it's a 40-day challenge, challenging him to learn what love is and then demonstrate it to his wife and win back her heart.
Oh, that's very sweet.
So it's a firefighter rescuing his own marriage and his wife's heart.
You don't have a problem with that. You've been together with Chelsea for like 50 years, right?
Well, yeah, 17, but in Hollywood years, it's about 70, I think.
Did you try to do this Love Dare exercise with your wife?
Well, the Love Dare is not only a plot device in the movie, but it's actually a real book, and it's coming out this weekend with the opening of the movie. And yes, I have a copy of the Love Dare, and it's just terrific. We're putting it into practice in our own marriage.
I was going to say, what sort of exercises are in there, for instance?
Well, most people don't really understand what love is. They think, oh, I love her, I love him. It's this feeling that you have. You sort of fall into it without trying. And the problem is people fall out of that kind of feeling, and then they're not able to keep their promises to each other because to them it's built on feelings. In the Love Dare, it teaches that love is a promise and a commitment to love and cherish and serve someone else, even if you're getting nothing in return, even if it costs you something. So every day is a challenge to be patient in a very specific kind of way, or to be kind, to be selfless, and all other aspects of love that you demonstrate to your spouse. And it's a lot harder than you think.
Absolutely, because these days people get divorced like every other minute.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a great book, it's a great movie, and I hope people see it this weekend.
Tell me, did you do all your own stunts?
I did all my own stunts, yeah. I mean, the full deal. See, there were about 1,200 volunteers that helped put this movie together. It was made by a church in Georgia about something everyone is interested in, marriage, and so everyone in the community wanted to help out. And because it was a smaller production with mostly volunteers, we didn't have stunt guys. So I had to do my own stunts, which is kind of fun. Dress up in fireman's, turnout gear, and you crawl through the flames and get to put out the fires.
You had to wear all the pyro stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did
You put on the fireproof stuff. Interestingly, fireproof is the word itself is very interesting. Fireproof doesn't mean that fire will never come to it. It means that when the fire comes, you can withstand the heat, right? So that's exactly the analogy with the marriage. It's not that the heat's not going to come. The question is, can you withstand it?
So you're actually in flames.
Yeah. And
so what did that feel like?
It's hot. Yeah. Yeah, now I know why firemen crawl on the floor when they go into a burning building. It's because the heat's too hot. You can't stand up. 1,200-1,300 degrees when it's up high. And so you got to get on your belly. But then they're crawling through the steam and the boiling water because the flames have heated up all the water they've just sprayed into the room.
So were there any casualties that happened while you were filming? Or?
There were no casualties due to fire or anything on the set. Unfortunately, we did have one cameraman who was driving from Florida to Georgia to come back to work, who actually got into an accident and was killed during the production. So there was a casualty during the filming of this.
Wow, is the movie dedicated to this cameraman, or is there any mention of him?
You know what? That's a very good question. I mean, there certainly was a lot that was done during the filming to help his family. His wife, who was pregnant with their first child.
Oh, man.
So that's a good question. I'll have to find out the answer to that.
But there is an organization where proceeds from the film are going to, so tell me about that.
Yeah, well, the proceeds from Fireproof are going to be turned right back into the community where the movie was made, in Albany, Georgia. There's a community sports park that's being built, and they have basketball courts and tennis courts and a hockey ring and all kinds of things to really invest back into the community that helped volunteer and make the movie Fireproof.
Excellent. Thank you, Kirk.
All right, thank you.
All
Good to
right.
see you again.
You too.